Hi, I'm Jeffrey Archer, and here is an extract from my latest thriller, An Eye for an Eye. Miles Faulkner placed his coffee cup on the counter before glancing at the calendar on the wall. 18 more days of his sentence to complete before he would finally be released, having served 3 years at Her Majesty's pleasure for attempting to steal the crown jewels and finally bring down William Warwick. Although the theft had ended in failure, and it was he who was brought down, Faulkner hadn't wasted the last 3 years and already had plans to continue disrupting the lives of Chief Superintendent William Warwick and his perfect wife, Beth. If they imagined, even for a moment, that Miles had learnt his lesson and was a transformed character, they could think again. In his case, time wasn't a healer. There was a tap on the library door. Miles walked slowly across and opened it to find Prison Officer Simpson standing out in the cold. "Good morning, Mr. Faulkner," he said, handing over a copy of the Financial Times to the chief librarian. "Good morning, Bill," responded Miles. "Is there anything else you need?" asked the duty officer, whose income was increased whenever he visited the local agent on behalf of the prisoner. "Not at the moment. But should anything arise, Tulip will be in touch," said Faulkner as he closed the door. Faulkner returned to his chair by the window, settled down and began to read the morning paper, while his trusted deputy Tulip made him a cup of coffee, black, steaming hot, with 1 spoonful of sugar. He turned to the FTSE 100 and checked his shares. During his incarceration, they had risen year on year by around 9%, and his stockbroker had continued trading on his behalf as he was still calling him from his home in Chelsea. Every prison officer was aware that Miles had a mobile phone hidden somewhere in the library. However, only Tolstoy knew where it was secreted, in a copy of War and Peace on the top shelf of the classics section, not a book that was regularly taken out. Miles turned the page, satisfied his fortune remained intact, even though he still had to pay his ex-wife Christina a monthly alimony payment that a judge had decided would allow her to continue living in the style to which she had become accustomed. He continued to turn the pages of the paper until a headline in the arts section caught his eye. "Fitzmerlian attempting to raise $1 million to save a Rembrandt drawing." Miles read the article slowly, but then he had time on his hands. A third reading of an interview with the museum's director, Dr. Beth Warwick, confirmed that Rembrandt's Jacob wrestling with the angel, a rare preparatory drawing by the Dutch master, could be acquired by the gallery, if only they could raise £1 million under the government's new inheritance tax incentive scheme, but only then if the full amount was raised by the end of June. Dr. Warwick told the Financial Times arts editor that they had so far only managed to raise $241,000, and she was no longer confident that they could get the full amount before the deadline. Should they fail to do so, Dr. Warwick was in no doubt the masterpiece would sell for a far larger sum when it came on the open market. An idea began to form in Miles's mind. He leant back and closed his eyes, not because he was tired, but because he needed to concentrate on just how he might be able to take advantage of Dr. Warwick's situation. But then, you'll have to get hold of a copy of the book if you want to find out what happens next. I do hope you'll enjoy An Eye for an Eye. You can order it now.